Okay. Okay, class. So remember last time we smelled vinegar?
Say your name again. Sorry. Say Bowman.
No, ours is
Parker.
Ours is Parker, third grade.
Okay, you're supposed to say the teacher's name.
Ours is Parker.
The teacher's. Okay.
Ours is Parker. It's not Bowman. We have Parker.
I keep thinking it was Bowman. Okay, we're Parker.
Okay, so we're Parker, third grade. My name's Alston.
Megan.
Taylor.
Wait, you say your last name.
Megan Stars.
No, like not your first name, just your last name, like your teacher.
Stars.
Miss O'Neill.
Miss Johnson.
Okay. Oh, all right. Remember last time I guess earlier in the day, after we came back from recess, we smelled vinegar. Well, now we're gonna smell something different. Just coffee. Which I'm sure you guys have smelled before. Why is she laughing? Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You just want to stop us because I just.
Okay,
I'm really
put the bag
frustrated.
back on. Pull the bag off right. Who's doing the instructions?
What?
Alston?
Well, we thought we'd explain it for show it and then do the instructions.
No, do the instructions and then say. We're gonna introduce a new odor into the room, and you have to. You told them what to do, like how to raise your hand. We're gonna introduce a new odor into the room, and you have to make sure raise your hand when you smell it. Okay, ready? And you never say what the odor is, and then you go back. Whoosh.
What? Okay.
Okay, I'll just start with the worksheet and then we'll work our way up there. Okay, so if everyone can look at the worksheet we passed out, what we're going to do today is a little experiment. And if you remember, the investigation question was, how can you smell different odors from a distance? So today we're going to be smelling coffee. And on this side, we actually need a volunteer to come and record during the certain times we're going to have the hands that smell the coffee. So we're going to start it over in this. Do you want to do it, Chelsea? Okay. So we're going to start it over here, and then whenever you can smell the coffee, you're going to raise your hand, and you're going to hold it up high the whole time. So if you keep it up. So who can show me how to hold your hand up high? Good job.
Good job.
Good job. All right. And then on the back side, whenever you smell the coffee, by your name on the seating chart, you're going to record the time that you smelled the coffee.
Did that make sense to everyone? Okay.
Okay.
And then also, there's directions back here too. Make an X. So, for instance, this right here is the door. Make an X where the coffee pot is. And then this is like the side. So make an X so you recognize where the coffee pot is in reference to like your name. Does everyone understand that? Yeah, perfect. So it should be right here. Okay.
Okay, can you mark on there? The doors on there. The doors.
Yeah. This is the door.
And the coffee pot's like right next to it.
Yes. Perfect.
All right, and then we also need someone who's going to keep watch of the time whenever we do the seconds, so they can tell Chelsea time.
Does anyone want to raise their hand to do the time for us? Count seconds? Okay, perfect. Andy, do you want to stand up here too, or just want to stand there? It's up to you. Okay. Okay. You guys can also participate since you're close to the coffee pot. So, for an example, okay, so we can either do it on your watch or on the clock. So you know the second hand? Which is the second hand? Doing the clock? Which one's the second hand?
Long, skinny one that moves fast.
That's moving fast? Okay, perfect. So each time it moves, this is the, where we're going to record right here. So after 10 seconds, I'll help you watch. You're going to say time, and then we are going to count the hands, and then Chelsea is going to write it on the board, okay? And then whenever you guys want to hear time, it's 10 seconds, and you can smell it. You'll just write 10 seconds right next to your name.
Okay, so as he's going to hold it 10, and then we'll count the hands, and he'll put 20. And when you raise your hand and smell it, you need to listen for him to call the next time and say you smelt it when he said 80. You'll write 80 next to your name.
Are those clear? Does everyone understand? Does anyone have any questions about that? Yes, Ryan.
Should we keep our hands up after they call the time?
Yeah. Well, you can leave your. Well, it's kind of your hand might hurt after a while. You can set it down if you want, but then if say at 30 seconds again, if you can still smell it, keep your hand up. So so depending on who smells it first. If your hand kind of hurts, that's fine. But when Andy says time again for 40 seconds, everyone keeps their hand up because we're going to count all the hands. So the amount's going to go up each time. Good question. Thanks, Ryan. That makes it clear. Anybody else have questions? Anything unclear?
Just recording your own time, right?
Yes. You're going to make observations and you're going to record your own time on the data sheet right here that we provided for you guys.
I call a quick time out. You guys are doing a really nice job explaining instructions. I would encourage you and every group to actually ask the students to repeat. So just to make sure, because if they don't have questions because they're afraid to ask questions, all of our investigations are pretty complex. Okay. So I would encourage every group just to ask someone quickly, Okay, who can repeat the instructions for us? Because that'll give you a chance to assess. Do they understand? And if one person's confused, probably multiple students are confused.
So Patrick, can you please repeat the instructions for us? Make sure everyone's clear.
Yeah, so whenever Andy says time and we can smell the coffee, we raise our hands. And we keep them raised every time he says time.
You can smell. Correct. And then what else are you going to do?
We're going to write down our time next to our name.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you. Okay. So you guys.
Make sure you all stay in your seats because the coffee pot can get really hot and it can spill.
All right. Make sure you keep your hands raised high so we can all see them. Okay. And also, if you guys would be quiet too while we observe, so everyone has clear mind. Observe. That'd be great too. Thank you. Okay. So, Amy, are you ready?
Yep.
If I just flip this, okay, so I'll just flip it. You want to close it?
So we'll start in 5 seconds.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Okay.
10. 0.
Alright, smell it.
10.
20.
20, Amy.
You're good. You're at 20. Yeah. So next will be 30.
Next one's 30. 30. 40.
I can smell it. Sorry.
50.
I can smell it. It may take a while. Coffee.
60. 70. 80. 90.
Oh, she's doing coffee now. That coffee doesn't count if you smell it.
100.
And Chelsea, if it goes over, that's totally fine too. I can really smell
110.
it.
120. Should be 20 seconds or less.
Yeah. It's like a halo on that.
130. 140. 150.
6. 7.
160.
Don't forget to write your time too. So don't forget. Just on your name.
Yeah. 170. 180.
But Chelsea, we wrote on the board too, if that helps.
Oh, use it.
You want to still record? Use the other marker. Don't use the marker. Thank you.
200.
And just a reminder, don't forget to write your time. Just reminding the class. Whenever you smelt it, write your name. It'd be great.
210.
Pretty much.
Okay, so 210, the whole class. Thank you, Andy, for counting time, and Chelsea for recording. I think we'll just finish this. What? Oh, not everyone? I think everyone had the raised hand. Oh, but I didn't
I
think.
wasn't on stage for it.
Yeah. You probably smell coffee anyway.
Just put class.
The whole class. Okay. Let me just keep, can I just keep this going if someone wants coffee? Like, you want coffee? Hey, you can have some coffee. Dunkin' Donuts, you know, hey, that's a free coffee.
Hey, that's so good. Yeah. How much coffee?
I feel a little strong,
Good.
but if
I
anyone
like
wants
half
some
a bag.
coffee, I'm gonna keep this
Coffee.
going. How about that smell is okay. Okay, so then, did you want to do the
Yeah.
recording up there?
So
Okay.
everybody flip to this, the chart on the other side of the paper, and go ahead and record what was written on the board. And I know it goes a lot less funny.
It took a while.
So you'll have to add in the other ones you write on the side or take out another piece of paper.
Does anyone need paper? I can provide paper for anyone. Okay. And then do you want to do this that one? Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be super. You like strong coffee? Hazelnut? If you want hazelnut, hey, cut. Does anyone else need more time?
Now, as a class, we're going to write down each other's observations. So flip back over to the seating chart. And we're going to go through and write down what time we all saw it. So we'll start with Andrew. Oh, you were.
Oh, me. 150.
Lindsay, what time did you see it? 1:50. So as you follow along, write the times that they saw it next to them. Jenna, what time did you see it?
170.
These are seconds, just so you guys remember.
Jennifer?
150 seconds.
Melissa?
170.
Are you?
I was over there last month. You could put my name next to X if you want.
That works. Thanks, Andy. I could just draw an arrow if you want.
180.
Megan?
190.
Richmond? 200. Amy? 210. Thank you. 200.
Okay, so what do you guys, we're just going to ask questions. We're not going to go too much more into this, but what do you guys observe about this? And like, who can smell it first? Do you guys see any observations? Or notice anything? Do you guys notice anything? Patrick?
I noticed that that table smelled it first.
Right, which I'm not sure.
I think it's because the air conditioning.
That's a good point. It could be. Did you guys smell it you smelled it at 140? Same as them. They could have really good noses. I also want to note that some people have stronger noses. Like my mom can smell something like crazy when I can't even smell it. So that also could be it too. So, but good observation with air conditioning. Yes.
So, is that actually a misconception though about the good nose? Is he?
I know my mom can smell stuff, but I cannot smell it. Like, maybe not a good nose, but she has she can smell something when I can totally not smell
But
it.
it might have more to do with maybe like this table. Maybe they're sick. You know, I feel like that would make more sense than just they have stronger noses.
What? Why do you guys? Okay. Why do you guys think you could smell coffee? Because I actually poured my coffee.
I smell hazelnut. Like
You can smell the hazelnut.
it was. I smell. Are you drinking hazelnut?
No, I actually. I
smell that.
What else?
Okay.
So you did smell hazelnut.
Yeah. But it's like one of the only coffees that I drink.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say, even if it did go in a weird way around the room, what do you guys notice about the time and then the number of hands? Do you make observations about this? I know it kind of might be weird around the room when you smell it, depending on. But what do you notice about the seconds as they go up? What happens to the hands?
The longer the time went, the more people could smell it.
Good job. Wait, can I have a question for you? Is that okay?
well, the reason so maybe that is true, right? Like your mom has a good nose.
Yeah, like I just noticed people are like, right?
But I think the tension that we're facing is we did collect data. You guys did a really good job having us collect data, and we want to try to use the data. We want to try to use science to make sense of what we kind of like what Megan was just doing.
Okay.
And so that is, I don't want to mean to discredit that about your mom's good nose, but thinking about how can we scientifically make sense of students' observations and redirect ones that really don't relate to the data. And so maybe they can smell it because, I don't know, I mean, let's think about scientifically what could be an explanation.
It kind of did circulate around the room. These are all in the the lower numbers, and then it gets to the higher numbers over here, and that could be because of the AC, like it circulates like this.
Yeah, so that would be a very plausible scientific reason.
Yeah, which is what Patrick said.
Yeah.
See. Right.
And someone could say, can you feel the air? Like, can Andrea's or Chelsea's table, can they feel, I don't know, could someone feel the air coming out of the vent?
I feel
Yeah, I can actually feel it over here.
Okay, so I can right here. So
Yeah, I can't.
very good observation, Patrick. But I didn't even see the.
How are we going to take that? Because you must not mention that last or 2 weeks ago to not use the air. And they were saying it was the air that traveled. That was a misconception because it's not. But now you're saying that it is.
No, I think she just said
She told us that there's a misconception that the air is what moves it, that it's the actual particles.
I think air definitely affects them.
I just remember last week talking about that.
Yeah, I mean, part.
It's like hard to put, coffee pot in the room. Maybe we should. We're observing it in Fremont, right, before we go there, so we're gonna have to see how the room is set up before we. See where
Maybe I was saying, if they're saying it's only just the air, if it's only the air, but there's, because what you want them to think about is it's actually the particles from the coffee are moving in the air, so the air could move it, but it's not.
Which doesn't explain. So.
Yeah, which you guys will get to when you explain.
We just want you guys to make notice something, make observations, record your data.
So we could draw arrows on our thing showing the path from
Yeah,
you wanna do that,
smallest to greatest.
Does someone want to do that up here? Anyone?
Yeah, that's a
Okay,
good idea.
Megan?
Thanks.
We're at 19
Can I
minutes.
use a different color?
Yes.
Okay. So should I go like this?
Thank you.
Yeah?
Just
From the coffee
trying to
pot?
help.
Well, okay, so as a group, what if a student asks that? That's a good student question. She says,
Well, because
how do I
like,
draw it?
technically that is lower. So now I'm confused. I'm like, am I drawing from the coffee pot? But this is lower.
It's like a general path.
Okay, well, we'll just generalize it then. Yes?
So it's good. Thank you. We're gonna explain it in the next stage.
Yes,
Kind of
yes.
Noticing observations now. So
Great. So let's give the group some feedback. What were some of the effective teaching moves that you noticed from their lesson?
I think the chart on the board was a good idea because then everybody's involved and it's not just in front of them. A little constructive criticism, I would change your times to like start at maybe a minute and a half instead of, you know.
No.
Why would we not? So that's a really, and I'm glad you bring up that idea because many of us are thinking, why don't we just start, since it's like an awkward 2 minutes that no one can tell anything, well, why don't we just start it at 2 minutes? What do you guys think? Think we're scientists. I think that's what's hard. It's like you put on your scientist hat. So why do we not want to start it at 2 minutes because we're scientists? What do people think? Chelsea.
Students might smell it before then.
This may smell before, you never know. What are the
Zeros are so important when you're recording data.
Yeah.
Is to notice the pattern. If you started like right here, there's like 2 7. It doesn't really like show the pattern of like how it took time to travel.
Yeah. So starting at a 0 is important for our data. Yeah.
And we'll have to explain that too. That it's okay. It'll take a while because I don't want them to raise their hand just because they're uncomfortable that no one's raising their hand. Be like, I smell it.
Exactly. Other thoughts?
Like I get what she was saying with not uncovering it, because like kids want to be like the first one, like especially in first grade. So like, oh yeah, I totally smelled it in like 35 seconds because like they think they smell coffee, but like they don't. They don't.
Yeah, we usually have to uncover it though to turn it on. It's like a pregnancy.
I have a puppet theater thing that you guys could close the curtains and have it behind there as a shield if you want to borrow that. I can bring it in.
Thank you.
What I was saying is kind of give the instructions and not name it as coffee, but just say we're going to introduce a new odor. Because you've named the odor because you talked about vinegar. And give your instructions and say you're going to smell the odor, Now we're going to introduce a new odor. Are you ready? Who's ready? And then you walk back and pull it off and say, and I guess you could say it's coffee, but they don't really need to know that it's coffee necessarily. I mean, they'll see it's coffee.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's fine. I mean, you guys can do whatever you want, but that's what I was
We'll
thinking.
just make our time longer on the chart. We'll fix our worksheet.
Yeah, we can make the time longer.
In
Well,
terms of when to
I think
reveal
it was helpful to know that it was coffee so you know what to smell for. Because if I come here identifying a smell, I'd be like I have no idea what I'm searching for. So I think it was helpful to know that I was supposed to start smelling.
Yeah, I think we're still
Good
good
point.
coffee. Plus, we say coffee pot when you make the eggs before we're gonna start. So we already say coffee pot. So yes, Andy.
Did you guys make the coffee pretty strong?
Yeah, she made it super strong.
Half a bag.
Like it's like
Okay.
super dark. It's
I was
supposed
gonna
to be
say just that if it was weak, then that could have been.
No, it's like it was way more.
You may want to try another coffee pot too. Mine's pretty old. That's the one in my office, so it's pretty old.
Oh,
So maybe I'll bring in my next one, or you guys maybe if you go home you can grab one from your parents, or we'll talk.
okay.
I thought it was really great what Taylor did when she wrote. What do you guys notice the difference between the chart that Taylor made and the chart that was made before? That's really important. The seconds. What is seconds? What do we call that?
Measurement.
It's a unit. And so the unit's really important just to remind kids that we're measuring this in seconds, which is time.
Okay.
So I would encourage you guys to add that to your chart, when you do that.
Is it?
Awesome.
Yeah, it's on the worksheet. So.
Whoops, we just need to add it.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Okay. Yes.
I was going to say it was hard for me to count hands because some kids were doing like this. Sorry, not kids. You guys are doing. So maybe you could have students like instead of holding their hand the whole time, you could say stand up when you smell it. So then they're standing the whole time, and that way it's easier to count, and then you can see who's still sitting by the end of it.
I mean, that's a good idea. I feel like when kids stand, they tend to like. You know what I mean? Like kids stand, they can go like this, and they kind of like.
Or you could have them standing beginning and then sit down as they smell it.
I talked to Megan about that. Do you want to share what you're?
I was well. I mean, what did you say?
Well, I said this counting was actually too cognitively complex for the kids to do, so I would have you guys do it.
Oh,
yeah.
Like one person counting, one person writing, or because it's actually really complex and not really knowing what it. So I thought Chelsea did a great job.
Supposed to
I was
do
supposed
counting.
to help in her count.
Count, but I think Chelsea was just like counting her
We
own.
had so
So.
many different jobs.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
I think we also thought the general pattern would be like this kind of thing. So we were like, oh, it's easy because you can just count on a couple people, but it was like everywhere. So then we were like, wait. And we didn't realize that it was going to be.
So technically, we're supposed to help you count. But.
Cool. Okay, well, good job, you guys. Thanks for going first.